Hi folks, I've been busy this week buying shiny tools and I want to give some shout outs to the suppliers. The first one is ALS Locksmiths, the ALS Locksmith Tool Shop. I'll put a link to the web page. They always have innovative and well crafted and designed products on their website, things that are practical and tested by real locksmiths, so out in the field. And the first thing that I needed to upgrade was my electric shutter winder set. These are for bypassing electric shutters. And the previous version that ALS Locksmiths used to sell is this one here, which has done some sterling service and opened many a roller shutter. But there's two things about it that are a little bit that have definitely been improved. The first of them is this part where it goes into the drill, and the second part is how the hook is fitted to the shaft here. You can see here we've got a couple of grub screws, and that's obviously pushed in, which would be great if you need to replace it or swap it out for a different shape. But what tends to happen is where you've got a roller shutter with a metal fairing on it, and the bypass is quite close. When this spins round, these can actually catch the fairing and obviously clatter away and potentially damage it. So what they've done is they've now produced this version, which has got a continuous piece of bent metal with a hook, but also on the other end you can see that it's a perfect hex, which is really, really good for when you want to put it inside a power tool like for example the drill. So here is my the drill that I use, and you can see that fits in there nice and snug and it works a treat. And they come in two sizes, so we've got the a sort of a medium length, and then we've got this really long length shutter winder. And that's pretty useful because sometimes the bypass is visible, and it's and you don't need to get a ladder out basically to reach it when you've got something as long as this. I would say that's potentially about 600 mil long, so very good. They're on their website, and at the moment there's a sale on these. So they were £65 and they're now being sold for £55. While I was there's a few other bits that I wanted to get. They're selling their 6mm drill sets. These are £18, which is exceptional value seeing as you get 10 in there. So for £1.80 each, you get a tungsten carbide tipped drill bit, and they're always useful for when you're out and about. And then there's this end mill bit as well. A square end mill bit, which if you're opening lock cases, drilling into lock cases, and you want to finish the hole off nice and square without any burrs, then these are absolutely ideal. So they're also on the website. The product that I've actually liked the most that they're selling at the moment is this this tool holder. And basically, they call it a magnetic shell carry case, which can hold 28 tools. It's being sold as a Lishi holder, and the reason being is if you have a look inside, you can see how wonderfully the tools are being held in there. So each Lishi fits really nicely underneath these elastic bands, and also there's magnets behind here which keeps everything really firmly in place. It's absolutely superb, and of course the case here can populate 28 tools in total, but it's multiple layered. So if we open it up, you can see you've got another layer up behind there. Now what I've done there is just a little experiment. These are my law lock picks that I take out on warrants, and these are the ones that pick me out of the vast majority of British standard 1-star locks with 0 lift pins and spools. and these are the picks that I use to open those types of locks out in the field. As you can see, again, the magnet's holding those nicely in place, and they're really well presented. And I like that, because you don't want to be sort of faffing around looking through lots of different picks when you're out in the field. Up behind there is a little storage area for putting something extra in there. And so there's some Lishis, and you'll also notice my tension tools I've put in there as well, just as an experiment to see how it works. And of course the magnet's going to keep those in place. And again, that's a little bit of a bugbear of mine when you go to get your tools out and they're scattered everywhere and you can't find things. But if they're like this, held in with a magnet, then that's absolutely perfect. And there's another section underneath. So again, I've got some rakes and I've got some other picks in there that'll reach. And then finally, in the back of this zip-up shell case is another section for storing things. So I mean, what a brilliant idea for holding your Lishi tools, but also for holding other items that would normally be falling around and difficult to find. So I'm probably going to buy a second one of these. They're £25 on the website at the moment, and I think they're still in stock. But I really think this is a fantastic case. And of course, it's all going to zip up, and it's going to make it really easy to carry that to the door. Little handle on the top. Carry that to the door, and everything you need there, picks, tension tools, Lishis, are all in one place. Fantastic. I really like that sort of level of organisation. Okay, so that's the ALS Locksmith Tool website, and so I'll put a link for that in the description. The other tool I want to talk to you about is this. I'm going to pop that padlock there. Is this torch, this light. And as we all know, light is really important when you're trying to identify things, you're trying to find things, but you don't really want a big bulky torch. And so I bought this one about 4 months ago, and it's the Unilite IL-175R. It's a USB rechargeable LED slimline folding inspection light. So this arm here comes out. As you can see, it has magnets all over it. So there's a magnet on the base there, which will hold that in position. So when you're working on a job, you can pop it down on anything that will obviously hold with a magnet. And you can see the magnets are strong enough to hold it in place wherever you may put it. There's a magnet on the bottom, and then there's also magnets on the side as well. So there's a magnet there on the bottom. There's another magnet there. It's just superb. It's just, so far this year, this has been an absolute godsend. When you're working and you want a compact light that's not going to be too intrusive, people can't see what. You don't want too many people to see, what you're up to with the lights. Maybe if you're doing, say, a forfeiture or a repo or something, and it's 2-3 in the morning, you don't want to be going there with a massive torch. So it's USB-C chargeable, so it's the new USB-C on the side there. I think the battery is a 1100 milliamp hour lithium ion. So, and it holds that charge for a long time. They quote a 3 to 6 hour run on this, and I would actually say that is really realistic. So when you turn it on, the first thing is you've got a torch on the end, which is actually a really bright torch. It's good enough to navigate your way around site, and it's also brilliant if you want to start looking into keyways, or if you want to look into like a mortise lock, or I do an identification in the door. So it's just a general torch for working, and it's very directional. So you can pop the torch on the magnetic base, and then you can just shine that exactly where you're working. You've got a very compact light there, and it's great. It just goes on forever. If we cycle that round now, the second light is this one on the side here. I think it's that's a 250 lumen light output on that, and if you press it a second time, it then jumps up to 375 lumens, and that is really good for working. It illuminates things, so you can see really well what you're doing. It's a pretty bright light, that one. I don't have any problems when I'm working with that. There's also a fourth torch on there, so if we cycle it through, you can see that there's one on the back as well. Although that's smaller, it's still really bright, shines a lot of light down on things, and enables you to work. I mean, it's just fantastic. It's made out of like a polymer and aluminium construction. So this arm on the top here is actually metal, made out of aluminium. Fantastic, what a really good torch. So again, I'll put a link into this in the description below, because I've tried this in the field now. I've worked with it for several months over the winter, and it's just superb. Folds up nice and neat, pops into a pocket in your bag or into your actual pocket. And if you want it, you just flip it out, choose which light source you want to use, and then, as you can see, it just really does the job. And I haven't been kind to it. It's fallen off a few times from height. It's never damaged itself to the point where it stopped working. Whereas other lights that I've had in the past have been pretty much very fragile and not very long lasting and not very good value for money. But this Unilite it's brilliant. I bought it on Amazon, and yeah, it's about £36, £37. So it's not a cheap torch, but boy, has it gone the distance, and is it really useful. I can't imagine working without it, and I don't use my phone torch anymore, so when I'm out at work. So that's it really. I just wanted to mention those things. So the products on that Abbey Locks site are really good and innovative. I've got no allegiance to them whatsoever. I just buy things that I know that I can use, things that are going to work well for me out in the field. So this lock case is just this case for the Lishi picks, and no doubt a second one for my own picks is really going to go the distance. Obviously the drills are always a useful accessory. I've got a lot of friends who ring me up and say, can you put my curtain rail up for me, because they know that I can drill through engineering brick and metal joists with these drill bits, which is probably what I use them more, because they very rarely get used for actually drilling locks. And then of course we've got the shutter winding tools, bypass tools, which again are really going to be put to good use with the improvements in those. So there you are. I ordered these yesterday, and there they were waiting for me today. Fantastic service. I mean, it's literally an overnight service, so I'm very well impressed with that. All right, guys, there you go. Hope that might help, and see you soon. Bye for now.